there we go. There's ClassyWeb. Yeah, it's a comprehensive machine learning platform for advanced text classification tasks. So like through this application, you can train custom machine ML models with GPU acceleration through Ansloth, or you can also leverage powerful LLMs like to do the classification for you. It's a little bit of AI and machine learning mixed in one. So there you go. You can create your custom models where you train with Ansloth GPU acceleration. You get to do 5 classification types. That goes from flat classification, whether binary, multi-class, multi-label, hierarchical. Yeah. Oh well, and then so some of the other features we have like dual training approaches, blah blah blah. GPU acceleration, user-friendly design, is desktop compatible, because packaging this as an Electron application. Well, that is my goal. Now I'm just doing it on the web. But yeah, but the end goal is to package it as an Electron application, because I believe that people should really own the application. So like, yeah, let me walk you through the entire thing. So here's where I sign in and we do blah blah blah. Now let's say we want to do some classification. Well, go to the workflows, and then let's go with the expert workflow, so I can show you the in-depth features of the application. So here you get to select your training data, or the data you want, like if you already have, so the data you can use like to train your machine learning model. And it's also going to like derive values that are going to be added to the LLM classification. If you choose not to build your machine learning model and use LLMs, we're going to use the training data to able to generate like the features of your data set and have that passed as values to the LLM. So when it's classifying your data, it knows like what's up. So let's say we want to classify this company's tweets. They have like 55,000 entries. So you would imagine how long it would take to classify that. Yeah. So, and then the data that you want to classify, now the new data, I have a small sample size. It's only of 49 rows that I'm going to use to demonstrate the application. And there we go. Whoa. And then the continuous classification. So here you can choose the size of the type of classification. Well, this particular file has hierarchical classification, and if you like, when you're on the platform and you are unable to know, like you don't know what type of classification your data has, one of the tools I have developed here, let me just give you a sneak peek. It's on the this is now let's go. If you do the beginner journey, where you use, so your sample data here would be the same thing as your training data, and then now it's analyzed and it's able, like the system analyzes your data and it's like able to detect what type of classification you need. So it's like in case, and like the text columns, then you get the label columns that you can customize here. Domain segment, let's do domain and theme, and voila, we can do custom training here also, where you're able now to add your data. It detects the label columns that are quality. It's able to give you like a, now if you want to add classification, and there we go. Start custom training, and then it starts training and stuff and does all the rest. Now let me show you how that is done on a deeper level. Now when you go to our hierarchy setup here, once we've uploaded our data, and selected our classification type, we get this. So you're able like to select the columns which are relevant to your data. In this case, as you can see, it's detected the unique classification values. It goes like through like the first 1,000 rows, tries and gets like the unique values from there and stuff, and there we go. Blah. Then from here, now you're able like to build your hierarchy and visualize it. You can check your node pairs if there are any constraints and stuff that you want to add to your tree. Like you can see, like for the domain, it has like these two things as their subcategory: chess, sponsorships. If you want to add anything here, well, you can come down here to the hierarchical constraints, and then now you're able now to add like more child values. If say like customer services has another thing that you want to add here, like say help desk or whatever. Yeah, but it's not the data. This is going to police up the data, the analysis. So and blah blah. So sponsorships, if you have things that you think that have been missed, you can add more constraint rules, so according to the features of the data that you need. Then now we get to the validation rules, where you have this model able like to activate these things. So it's able to, if you activate this, it detect nodes, it's able to prevent duplicate hierarchical paths, warn when the hierarchical levels are incomplete, it prevents circular dependencies, where you have parent-child relationships that are reiterated on each other. And then you have this parent-child consistencies to ensure that all child values have valid parent relationship. This is important to make sure that your hierarchical classification works perfectly and you're able to get accurate results. And then we go to the next step. So now we select the text columns. With the expert mode, you get to do this manually. You know what you're doing, you know what's up. Then you move to the next step. Here is where the magic happens, where you can choose LLM classification. Let's say get a provider from one of these ones. Let's do open router. What ages of these guys have? Okay. Let's go with. I have been liking the Kimi, actually the DeepSeek. Yeah, DeepSeek released something, version 3.1. Yeah, they have a 3.2 out actually, but it's not an open router yet, I guess. So you do that. Now, when you do the LLM inference configuration, the system prompt really picks up the values that we got in our configuration. It's able to get the available columns. It's able to detect the it gets all this data, where you have like the parent values, the child level. So it gets all this data, and all this data is passed to the LLM, so it knows like how to classify the data. So it's not really necessary like for you to like write your own custom prompt. But if you feel like you got some things you want to get off your chest, get them handled, most definitely just like add your own custom prompt. And there we go. Maximum tokens, let's do 500, just in case there are like some long tweets in the data. And yeah, then you start inference. We do the LLM classification. It does its thing. There we go, it's done. So it's able like it gives you the reasoning why it thinks. It gives you the tweets, the classification, the LLM domain and theme, and then it gives you like a bunch of reasons about why it did what it did. And there we go, the data has been classified. by the LLM, though you can see there's still some errors here that now require like human input, but compared to the work you're doing before, this now reduces like your time like from results and stuff, and you can always like run it again on the same data, so you're able to get like this blanks filled in again, so you can just rerun the process. And then from here you're able to like go to export CSV or Excel, or if you want your files in JSON, you can get that in JSON too. See, gives you the tweets, same format as the tables, the reasoning, and it's able like to, yeah. Now let's go back and try another method. Let's say we want to train our own model, so we can show our configuration. So let's call this model H1. Here you can choose like a base transformer model, whether you're doing like, depending on your task and what you need. So you get distilled, which is lightweight and good for beginners. This can do a BAT base or a BAT, depends on really your preferences. It's going to go in distilled BAT because this is just a demo. Don't spend so much time here, though actually it doesn't take much time to train with the Onslaught GPU acceleration. Previously, before using Onslaught GPU acceleration, I was training this. The training for the model would take at least 15 hours. That's what I was doing with this same data set with 55,000 rows. I mean. Anyways, so we have that, set that, training epochs, batch size 16%. You can do whatever. Validation split of your data. So how you want that to do. If you want to show some advanced options, you can set up the hyperparameters. The warm-up steps, weight decay if you just to manage your weights. Maximum sequence length, all these beautiful things that we like doing. Yes, I will definitely be using the Onslaught acceleration, otherwise it becomes quite slow. Mixed precision gradient, saves. You can also like do all these things, but don't want I'm trying to minimize the space. So constraint enforcement, blah blah blah, level wise training, so like does the thing progressively. Yeah, you get all these beautiful things. Gets to set the weights of the model, set up early stopping, minimum delta, all those beautiful things that you want to do when you're creating your own machine learning model. You can do them on the platform. And then now we go to the next step. Let's say train H1, and it starts. So let me show you how the training is going on here. There we go. Let's say, yep, and there it goes. It has started. It has begun. Yeah, getting the labels, data columns, domain, data. As you can see, it's loading the data. The training is going on, so we'll see how long this training is going to go, and then I'll get back to you. Right now we are at 1 minute 36 seconds. I bet it's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes. And so we are back. The training has finished. So it only took like 19 minutes and 25 seconds to train on the data, which is like 55,000 rows in the data set. And so let's get back to the classification, where now we want now to get to this is the beginning of upload. Yeah, so we get back here, we go to our method selection. Let's do model classification. Yep, then here This is the model we've just scraped, so let's select that and go with it. It's done, completed, and then we can start our classification task. And there it goes, classifying the rows, and there you go. And here are our results. So you get to see the hierarchy, the predictions, and the confidence, like how accurate is the data, or how confident is it in its results. So yeah, this is, well, in some cases better than the LLM models. So I think like the LLMs are a little bit more accurate, honestly, because they are able to understand the semantic meaning of the text compared to machine learning models and stuff. And yeah, and you're able now to do the same thing and download like the file in CSV, Excel, or JSON. And from here, then now we get to the next step, which is what we are working on right now. We're able like to deploy your model, whether it's by API, batch processing, cloud, edge, depending on the license that you've paid for to unlock all these features and stuff. So you can be able to export it in PyTorch, Onyx, Hugging Face, TensorFlow. Choose your compression algorithm. Try to get more advanced settings. Well, I haven't set that up yet. And blah blah blah. Then deploy your model. And yeah, and that's that on text classification using the ClassyWeb platform.